Alright guys, we're following the disc bine around the field now, watching it, playing with some settings on it. It wasn't cutting real good, so I'm sorry if the video's a little bit screwy and blurry because of the dust and all the other stuff. But anyway, he's running a 1989 model 7710 Ford, and the disc bine is a 2009-10 model. You see what we're dealing with. Look at the dust coming off that thing from the gophers. We didn't get to poison them this year, so he was griping that it was streaking real bad, and I noticed it myself the other day baling some hay that he had cut with it. I think we finally got that taken care of, but it's that blasted gophers are giving us a fit out here. This is one of the fields that I didn't get to do much with this spring because it stayed so wet and I was so far behind. But it's going to do all right. Looking at what's coming off the mower and what grass is in the field here, it's going to do 3 rolls to the acre, somewhere along in there. Which this field's never done more than 4.5. So 3 is not a bad deal for this little field. It's all mixed grass, Bahia coastal, and like I say, it'll be decent. I do wish he would speed that thing up a little bit. He's got the horsepower to come on with it. And I don't know why he's going so slow. I guess it's a little rougher for him than it is for me here in the truck. But anyway, I don't believe you guys have ever seen this tractor in any of my videos because it's not mine. He kind of roped me into that tractor. The guy called and wanted to sell it and told me about it, and I told him I wasn't interested and kind of just let it go, you know. He got a hold of my dad, and Dad said, yeah, I want to go look at it. So he called me and he said, we got to go look at the tractor. And I said, well, I don't have time right now. And he said, well, I'm going whether you go or not. So I kind of felt bad, and Dad's getting up in age where it's kind of hard for him to get in and out of some of these tractors. So anyway, I went with him and we looked at it, and when we looked at it, the PTO shaft was broke off in the back of it. The guy said they had a tiller or renovator or whatever you want to call it hooked to it, and it came unhooked and reared up and broke the PTO shaft off, and that somebody had told him it was like $500 to $700 to replace it. He just didn't, he was kind of in bad health, so he didn't really want to mess with it. And I looked at the tractor, and at that time the air conditioner, they said the compressor was bad on the air conditioner, which turned out that wasn't really the case. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. So anyway, we talked amongst ourselves, and I told the guy he wanted like $16,000 for the tractor, and I told him, I said, that's not going to happen. So anyway, we kind of dinked around about it a little bit, and Dad made the guy an offer, and he took it. So we bought the tractor and brought it home, fixed the air conditioner on it, and did a few other little minor things. The bodywork, paint, the tires, all that stuff is good on it. Matter of fact, the rear tires are almost new. I went up to Alexander's Ford in Winsboro and bought a new PTO output shaft for it to put in it. Anyway, we gave $11,500 for that tractor. It's got 3,300 hours on it, I think was what it had on it last time I serviced it, and it can't have more than 30. Oh, it's got to have close to that on it now. But anyway, we run 150-hour service intervals on them, so we bring them in and service them at 150 hours regardless whether they've done much or not. But anyway, Dad likes the tractor. It's got dual power on it. I did do a partial LED upgrade on the lights. It's got LEDs on the back of the cab. As many of you guys know, I've had 8210s and stuff, and we own 5000s and stuff too. And Ford has been a really, really good tractor for us. We've got a 5000 that's got close to 17,000 hours on it. And told Dad when we bought this tractor, the only reason I really wasn't interested was because it was not a 6-cylinder tractor, and I really wanted the bigger horsepower. But after talking to some guys that run the 7710s, they tell me, oh, you can turn it up to 100 horse. You know, they're bulletproof tractors. And after owning this one, for the chassis size that it is, you know, yeah, it's an older tractor, but I also don't have $100,000 in it either. But it does ride good. The dual power, I kind of like it. I mean, you kick the button in the floorboard, you speed it up. You kick it again, it slows down. It's actually comfortable to run. And Dad seems to really like it. He chose to run it with a disc bine this year, and he's got a Kubota sitting there at the farm that's got it's got 600 hours on it now. But I mean, you know, we've had really, really good luck out of the Ford, so I guess this one's going to become a permanent fixture in the fleet here. He says he likes it, so we'll see how it holds up. But so far, like I say, minor stuff, you know, AC work, which really didn't amount to anything, just had a leak. We fixed that, fixed PTO in it. I did one or two other things. The radio was bad in it. I think I put a new radio in it. Just little minor stuff. But if any of you guys know anything about a Ford, I'm sure there are some horror stories out there, but they were renowned for quality, and finding one with that low of hours on it in this part of the country is few and far between, because most of them now that the dairies have had are so high hours and so wore out, there's just no bringing them back. And that tractor there is now just a 2-owner tractor. It was a 1-owner when I bought it, and I'm the 2nd owner, so it's kind of neat that you find stuff like that, and I just thought you guys might be interested in it too.